If you're new here, I'm Simon, and I am sharing these videos where I'm basically documenting my process of building my design and consulting business. So I have started doing these weekly planning sessions, weekly review and planning sessions, where I'm reviewing how my business is going and kind of trying to be very aware of the specific actions and steps I'm trying to take every week so I can track my progress and see how I'm going. Okay, so I still am working with two clients at the moment. The first client is based in LA. I'm based in the UK. All my work is currently remote. So for this client, it's a small architectural studio. We are basically designing fire rebuild house projects, single family residential projects. And I just wanted to show you, I'm sure if you've been following the news in the last months, you'll have come across the devastation that the fires have caused, and it's pretty incredible to look at some of the photos just to see. I found this website of this photographer who has kind of captured some of the aerial devastation that has been caused by these wildfires. Obviously, there's a huge rebuilding effort. So I just kind of wanted to show you what that looks like. You can see entire streets have been just obliterated, and so it's kind of a unique situation for architects, builders, and homeowners, and entire neighborhoods are effectively being reconstructed. So I'm currently working on 3 of those houses at the moment, all new rebuilds, and it's been really interesting. I'm enjoying it. The second client I have is an exhibition design agency. They're based in Australia, and I am coming up at the end of this month to a big deadline for a project I'm doing with them. So I'm just focusing on getting that completed basically. And okay, so let's look at how last week went. So I did a bunch of invoicing, which is something I guess people don't really talk about. It doesn't have the kind of cool factor, I guess, that maybe design studios talk about much. But if you're running a business, you have to invoice. That's how you pay the bills. So I tried to like batch my invoicing. So I did a lot of that. And I also am obviously looking, because this client, the Australian client, it's a contract which is ending after this deadline. I need to start thinking about how else I'm going to spend my time, because the LA client basically fills between 3 or 4 days a week depending on workload. So I like having other work to do as well. So I've applied to some other contracts that I found. One of them was for another exhibition kind of position. Another was for kitchen design, kind of technical kind of production. So I applied for them, and the other thing I wanted to do was to record the first video, which I did, so that feels good. And I have to say, just making these videos feels like it's helping me take action, and the accountability is really there. I'm really like happy with how it's going so far, so that feels good. So before I kind of talk about these two from last week, it was a really productive week. But before I talk about these two, I want to actually kind of go over to this section, and talk about what I'm currently doing, and I'll go back to that. So I guess because I'm running a business, I'm I'm realizing more and more that I have to kind of be thinking always about um, what I'm doing every day and how that's actually helping my business to grow. And I came across this term income generating activities recently, and I was like, oh, what's that? So I researched it, and I mean, it's kind of what it says it is. It's things that you do that are going to help you to generate income, to kind of grow and be more profitable. And one way of doing that is customer or client retention. So if you have a client or customer, you're trying to, keep them happy to a certain extent and provide a good service. And so when I was thinking about that, I wondered what I could do, what action I could take. So during the week, I was on Slack and I messaged the director of the exhibition design agency about any upcoming work that they have, and I got really good feedback. The director I was messaging said that she was really happy with the work I was doing, and that the relationship was going well. I was getting on well with the team, and she didn't have any work for the rest of the year, but that there was a big contract for 2026, and that she'd love to have me on board for that. Obviously, it still needs to be, the details still need to be figured out, but if I could land and get that firmed up for next year, that's really good, because that means that I don't have to spend a lot more time finding work, which can be quite draining, and uh, it also can be kind of distracting. So that was really positive. So I actually asked client B, did they have more work? And they did. So that was a really good action to take. And the second kind of another potential kind of income generating activity is just straight up outreach. So um, connecting with potential clients, emailing, networking, what have you. And in addition to these other gigs that I found and applied to, made contact with, I found another one, which is this company that are UK based, and they are designing saunas. So I reached out to them and I've had a conversation with them, an initial conversation. So that's kind of ongoing. So that's pretty exciting as well. And another kind of strand of this stuff is basically marketing. So that's to do with attracting new potential clients or customers and kind of converting them into paying clients. And one way of doing that is by kind of basically doing what are called self-initiated projects, and they are, so basically what are they, so if you don't have a project at a given time, you can kind of make one, and you might not necessarily get paid, but you can kind of use that as a catalyst to generate interest in what you're doing. So I'm going to talk about that in another video, and I'm going to kind of share some of the projects that I'm working on. They're all pretty much related to the house renovations I've been doing. So for next week, I have to have recorded this video, which hopefully I'm doing now. And there's some other projects that are related to this kind of self-initiated idea that I'm really excited about. We're upgrading one of the bedrooms in our house, and we're also trying to convert our garage. So I'd like to share more kind of details about those projects too. So that's it for this update. Hopefully this was interesting and helpful to some of you out there. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.